Oh, that's sweet.
Good afternoon, everyone. If I can have your attention for just a moment. In just a few moments, we're going to start the Bogalusa City Council meeting. But before, I have been asked to make a few announcements. First off, you might want to silence your cell phone or turn it off, one or the other. This is to allow all the speakers to be heard. On each agenda item tonight, we will have public participation. On every business item, there will be 3 minutes. If you wish to speak or not speak, that's okay with us. 3 minutes on each agenda business item. Public participation will be on this list here. You'll be allowed 2 minutes to get up there and speak about the topic that we also, but we politely ask you to do the following. And I have been asked to do this not only by the state, but also local input. We've been having some issues, and we're going to enforce the rules of decorum tonight. We ask no profanity, no bashing the mayor or the council. If you wish to address an individual, we address the council as a whole. We have voted on those meetings back when the late Miss Councilwoman Danielle Keys wrote those. So I'm just reminding everyone to get your point across, state your name and address for the record, and your 2 minutes will start after that on public participation. All right, so everybody understands. If I say one time and say good night, so-and-so, that means the police officer, you can either leave on your own or the police officer will escort you out the door. All right, this is to make this meeting a business meeting, and I hope everyone enjoys tonight and on the council meeting. Call this council meeting to order, the Bogalusa City Council meeting for Tuesday, September the 17th, 2024. It is now 5:34 p.m. We're first going to have the invocation by Councilman O'Reilly, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for blessing us to see a beautiful day. Thank you for being so good, so kind to us all. We thank you for this city. Thank you for Bogalusa, God. I pray that you continue to watch over this city. Bless all of us elected officials. Bless everyone, God, who works so hard to make this city thrive. And I pray, God, you keep us all in your love and care. Bless us to have a productive meeting on tonight. And I pray that everything that is said and done tonight be pleasing in your sight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm going to be doing roll call. Councilwoman Cates.
Here.
Councilman O'Reilly. Councilwoman Temples.
Here.
Councilman Pellis. President Urban.
Here.
Councilwoman Douglas. Here. Councilwoman Smith.
Here.
And I would like to thank Secretary Nikki Week filling in for us for record tonight. Next, while we have the approval of the minutes, they will be approved at a later date for September the 3rd, 2024. We don't have no recognition of awards, no adoptions of resolutions, and no introductions of ordinances. At this time, we're going to have public hearings and adoption of ordinances. The first one is to be read by me. A ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Bogalusa to enter into an agreement with EAG Gulf Coast LLC, this is the Eisner and Amber, to render financial statement for the 2022 closeout to the independent auditor, Paul, Riggs, and Ingram. What this is about tonight is basically we have to have bookkeepers, which is the old postal another way. If you remember, they've been with us for 20 years. They did the bookkeeping part of our audit, and they hand out all of that to our auditor, so we can go ahead and get stuff done. Our auditor, Becky Hammond, which is Carl Riggs, has already started working on it. We just need to go ahead and approve this action tonight. At this time, I make a motion.
Second.
All right, public participation. You'll have 3 minutes to ask questions or anything about this particular ordinance. All right, there'll be no discussion from the public. Any council discussion?
One council discussion that I have, I know it indicates it's for the 2022.
Turn on the microphone, please.
Okay, the only question I have is for the 2022 closeout with E&A. Okay, I just thought it was under the impression that it was for those 2023 financial, the financial closeouts with E&A. So you're saying it's 2022?
It does state that in the contract. It says year ending December 31st, 2022, right?
Correct. So when we met with Eisner Amber about, I think, a month ago, they informed us that Becky Hammond had everything that she needed. The only thing left was financial statements, which they don't have in their current contract to do. So Becky Hammond's team has been here. We've given them all of what they need, but they need a few samples from us. Auditors come in and request different samples. So we're in the final stages, but this is sort of needed. And it's work that we can't do here, as has been the case up until this point. So this isn't anything new. They just didn't put this in their contract, their original contract.
So I just want to get clarification. Yeah, I agree that our last finance meeting, Mr. Bailey indicated that they were in, and they were doing their work, and we were kind of on the final T's of 2022, but I want to make sure we weren't verging into 2023. Thank you.
Any other questions from the council? There be none, roll call. Secretary.
Roll call for Councilwoman Cates,
Aye.
Councilman O'Reilly,
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples,
Aye.
President Irwin,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas,
Aye.
Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
All right, the motion has passed. The next one is going to be read by Councilwoman Temples.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Bogalusa to enter into an agreement with I3 Verticals to render online tax collection and tax sale services to the city of Bogalusa. This is a Windows software that will be installed. And let me find my page. There's no hardware, it's just a software. And the cost would be $11,775, and then an annual license and support fee of $3,275. And it said that it is to collect online taxes and sales taxes, correct?
Correct. So this will merge us with not merge us, but put us on the same system as the sheriff's office. As it is now, the parish and the city are on two different systems, and a lot of times they deliver the data, but we have to manually input it. I think we're wasting a lot of productivity that way. This came at the recommendation, of the city clerk.
Okay. All right. Then I make a motion for this. All right, we have a motion and a second. Now, public participation. If you wish to speak about or have questions about I-3 verticals, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. There be none, there be council discussion. Anyone on the council has a question about this? Mayor, how soon will this be implemented?
As soon as possible, because we're near tax season, and our current software provider, Partner LLC, he informed us that he's getting out of software. So last year they stopped with the on-hand tech support, and now they're like exiting out of software. So we have to do something anyway.
And so the citizens will still be able to get their tax bill by mail if they choose so to do that, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now, is this an option for the citizens to pay online? Is that what this is too?
I know that there is an option. I don't know if it'll be an option for us, being that we are during tax season.
All right, there be any other council discussion?
Other than I did, as the mayor indicated, I did, doing my research, saw that these folks were on the same line as the sheriff's department in the parish, and they seem to have a reputable reputation, you know, with theirs. With as far as the other tax folks, not city source, other tax folks, we may be having to step up these folks. So that's good.
Okay, there be no other council discussion. Secretary Weed, please have roll call.
Councilwoman Cates,
Aye.
Councilman O'Ree,
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples. Aye. President Irwin,
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Aye. Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
The motion passes. And next, we have an ordinance to be read by Councilwoman Cates.
An ordinance authorizing a contract with Gotham Professional Consulting LLC to provide an engagement contract for the city of Bogalusa as per attached contract. And this particular contract, and it's through dated August 10th. This particular contract, Gotham, is proposed from Ms. Beverly Baker Garipi, and everyone, you should have her resume. We were provided her resume this afternoon, and made a request with the mayor. He did provide her resume. From what I understand, she has worked in the city of New Orleans, and she has worked with former mayor Landrew, Mitch Landrew, and from what I understand, the mayor has been in consultation with Mayor Landrew about this lady. She was unable to make it today. I did share with one of the administration that there was a concern from 2018, but I'm learning that that particular concern, that particular lawsuit has been resolved with her. The only concern that I have in introduction is that her particular salary is $70,000, but our particular Yeah, the budget indicates we approved $50,000. I'm not certain where, the additional amount would be, and if we have to amend the budget for this particular, 20.
No, ma'am, the contract isn't for 7,000, it's not to exceed 7,000, that's to put a ceiling on it.
Okay, so we can still stick it, what we have in our budget, from what I'm understanding. Okay, that's good. That's
We
good.
have the money.
Could
We have the money.
the contract say it don't exceed 50,000?
If that's the number that y'all are comfortable with, sure.
Okay.
But I do like to state that she comes highly recommended. Everybody watches what happens and what goes on in Bogalusa, and she helped us craft our audit response to the state auditors. She's the former chief financial officer for the city of New Orleans under Mayor Landrieu. She was the chief financial officer for St. Tammany Parish Government, as well as the director of finance for St. Bernard Parish Government. Before that, she served as chief administrative officer for the city of Covington. So she's been around the block. She's dealt with the legislative auditors in terms of getting us back on track with our audits. We're at the tail end of 22, we finished 23 strong, so we can get back on track. We've had our budget meetings here this past week before the hurricane. Y'all will be getting a draft budget soon. We put out financials through Councilwoman Cates today, just a rough glimpse until we can get you all the rest this upcoming week. So we're making strides, and we ask for your help to continue. Thank you.
With that being said, so moved.
And, do we have a motion and a second?
I need to make a motion.
All right, do I have a second? Anyone may have make the second. Let's have public discussion. Anyone wish to speak for or against this particular ordinance? That be done, I'm gonna move to council discussion.
I do have discussion. Miss Beverly will come in and she'll help, continue to assist and make sure the city is moving forward so that we're able to get off the non-compliant list as well. And she's just working with us until we're able to, get everything in order. So we're just really hiring her to make sure everything is steadfast.
Correct.
Okay.
And to address the audit findings, so every finding that we got cited on in the report, she's gonna basically train the staff on new policies and
Right.
procedures. Basically free Mr. Bailey up while he continues to help dig us out of this hole. She's gonna be his backup in terms of getting policies and procedures, making sure that everybody's aware of them. And as well as reporting to the city council, she'll be attending y'all's financial committee meetings, as well as helping with the on-time delivery of financial statements, that sort of thing. We've been in a hole. We're finally digging out of the hole, so she's here to just help give the final pull us out.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other council discussion?
Yeah, I want to, make a motion to amend it. So that it reads not to exceed the 50,000 feet. Put it in the budget.
Okay.
So you want to pull it back in line with the budget so everybody understands what's going on. Maybe you want to see $50,000. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we're going to have to do is make a motion to
I
amend.
second it.
Make a motion to amend it, and then I got a second. Now, public discussion on amendment of $50,000. Please state your name and address for the record, Ms. Charleston.
My name is Mark Holmes. My address is 736 Florence Avenue, Bogalusa, Louisiana. I noticed that the proposal here is the administration proposal. And the council let it fall where it may. Because in the past, we have let it fall where it may, and it fell in the wrong place. But at least give him the latitude to administer the city the way that he sees it should be done. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to clarify too, that we only have 3 months left in the year, so we will probably only get a quarter of this amount through. So it's not an argument about budget sake, because the budget will restart in 25. That's just for clarification.
All right, any other discussion? Currently, it sits at the moment, it sits at 50,000. To pay this lady, basically she will come in and,
Byron Robinson, 1127 Avenue J.
sir,
Understanding Bogalusa and the situation that we in, Mr. The city has checks and balances. It's rules and regulations to everything. The council here for a reason. They know more about what's going on than us. So if they say it need to be capped at 50,000, remember we ain't got no financials since they took over. So the council there for a reason, and y'all do y'all job.
so technically, we're just voting on an amendment, we have to turn around and vote on the whole thing.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what we're doing is amending this for $50,000. All right. We're going to close public discussion, now we're going to go to council discussion. On the amendment we're talking about, the amendment on everybody understands it's now capped at 50,000 at the moment.
Can you speak into your mic, please?
All right, everybody understands it's capped at 50,000 on the council on this particular document. All right, any other council discussion? All right, this time we're gonna have a roll call on the amendment only for, the document.
Councilwoman Cates. Councilman Haree. Councilwoman Temple. President Irwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas. Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Okay, amendment did pass, so it's gonna be capped at 50,000. Now, we got to vote on the whole ordinance as it is, capped at 50,000. Once again, I'm gonna have to ask you to reread it, and so, that's the one you're rereading. And we're going to explain everything, how much it's gonna cost. Now, it's gonna cost 50,000. It's going, the cap is at 50,000, so it's cap.
An ordinance authorizing the contract with Gotham Professional Consulting LLC to provide an engagement contract for the city of Bogalusa per attached contract dated August 10th, 2024, with the exception of the amendment. And once again, this is for this Beverly Gospey, come in and assist the, our financial department with our audits and with our financials, so that we can really get caught up. We really do need our financials. So, with that being said, once again, I do motion that we accept this. Hopefully everyone does have a copy of her resume, that's in place. And she has, impeccable resume, and if you look at the adjusted, revenue report. We have a revenue report, and we have a expenditure report that could be looked at, and although it's not together, we can kind of balance out to see, you know, make sure these funds are still within.
Okay, so you're making a motion on this?
Yes.
All right, do I have a second from anybody?
Second.
Okay, I got a motion. Councilwoman Smith made a second. Now we open up for public discussion. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yvette Preston, 641 St. Augustine Street. I do have a question. When we capped it at 50,000, what's the plan if it exceeds the $50,000?
That's what I'm asking.
What's the plan?
Well, I would like to address that's the importance of getting our financials in place so that we will ensure that we're
But
not
what if
exceeding.
it costs more than 50,000?
What costs?
What's the procedure then?
What costs more?
The cost, if you put a cap at 50,000 and it said not to exceed 70,000. My question to the council.
Not to exceed 50,000.
Not to exceed 50. What happens when the cost exceeds the 50,000?
You have to come to council. Would have to come to the council.
Yeah, we just getting part of the answer is all I'm saying. We support not to exceed the 70,000, but we also need a plan in case it exceeds the 50,000.
Well, actually, and anyone correct me, if there's an exceeding within the budget, that's calling amending the budget, which with our particular finances that will come to place, Mr. Bailey will let us know that the mayor would have to amend the budget and that amendment will come before the council.
So is that smart considering we have such a short time frame for the tax season coming up? To get this done, we're trying to close out 2022?
Well, honestly, we just trying to get in line with the budget. We only have 3 months left for the year's out. So
Yeah.
if they come close to $50,000 in 3 months, we got some serious issues anyway.
Right, so why wait until then? Let's also have a plan, just in case it exceeds the 50,000. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. President. All right, is there anyone else want to discuss this in the public?
I would, definitely like to
No,
discuss it.
This is the public
Oh,
discussion.
I'm sorry, man.
Ms. Kelly, please state your name and address for the record, ma'am.
Lee Kelly, 48239 Norman King Road. I've got a couple of concerns. This lady sounds like a very, very seasoned person at what she does. And I know Bogalusa has always had a propensity to think very small scale. I think if you approve what you're fixing to approve or not approve, capped at 50,000, you may lose her before you get her.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a horrible waste of the council's time and administration's time if she does cost 60 or 65,000. You know, and I was sitting there and I was just listening, and I'm like, my attorney's $500 an hour. You're not gonna get a whole lot of hours to train a whole lot of staff and revamp what needs to be revamped if you cap this at 50,000. And that's not to say it all has to be spent within the fiscal year in question. But I think you're shooting yourself in the foot if you cap it at 50,000. Because professional help tends to be very costly, but they're also very effective. So it's kind of like you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. That's the decision you have to make tonight to move the city forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Is there anyone else to speak on this particular subject? If they be none, I will close it now, council discussion.
Yes, I do have council discussion, and of course, I did agree to the $50,000 being kept, being that, we only have, as the mayor stated, 3 months into, which it's only gonna possibly part-time, that she's training the staff and working with the staff. So with that given said, the $50,000 does sound, like a reasonable amount, but however, if she went into where it's gonna be 55,000, then we'll just go back to the old plan, working the system the way that it's been working in the past. So we do know how to make the adjustments within. And also, I just wanted to state that the mayor has been working diligently with this lady, and I don't think she would exceed over the 70,000, but give and take that this is a small community, and our budget isn't millions and millions and trillions coming in, that she will also have that knowledge, as well provided by the mayor before he even started consultation with her. So again, 50,000 cap, does sound reasonable, but at the same time, it is a, if you turn one door, then you open up another door, and would that door be locked? If she were to go over 50,000 and say 55, then I guess plan B would be, we'll go back to what was working with us, in the past.
Any other council discussion? Any other council discussion?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, we did get this resume, I got this resume now. It was available before today, but did y'all get it before today? Okay. So, we looking over for the first time here. We do got some finances that we'll see here when I got here. So, that's a great start, but I mean, I hadn't had a chance to really look over it. And just trying to move with all precautions here, that's all. We don't really know what's going on financially with the city, the budget costs people down. We're trying to stay in line with that. We don't want the city to fail. We all for everything. We don't vote these other two ordinances in good faith and good hope, but just trying to stick with the budget and exercise all precautions we can with the limited information we have. I don't really see where it's a major concern. This is September. This lady, like $100 per hour, she gonna make it work. She gonna make it work. Yeah. So I'm fine with that.
Any other council discussion? All right, let's have roll call.
Councilwoman Cates.
Aye.
Councilman O'Ree.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temple.
Nay.
President Irwin.
Nay.
Councilwoman Douglas. And Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Motion did pass. All right, moving on over to public participation.
Mark, I have a request. Did you get things to sign for the funeral order?
Your name's on here.
And I need to stop that.
Somebody already signed you up. I didn't, somebody else did.
I was denied.
All right. Moving along, we're gonna go in order. First one, we have Ms. Gladys Lampkin. Ms. Lampkin, as you come to the microphone, you'll have 2 minutes. This is public participation. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Gladys Lampkin, 1915 Roseboro Lane. Council and administrative staff, I'm begging, can y'all help me please? These dogs are running away from my house. They won't let me out. They won't let me in sometimes. I've called the police 3 times. They've tried to catch them, they can't. I've tried everything. They growl at me if I open my door. My doorbell is going off because they think they live there, housing around my camera, and it's constantly going off at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And they in the neighborhood somewhere. I don't know where they are, but they are vicious. There's 3 of them. They are vicious. They have nerve enough to stand at my door and growl at me and won't let me out. If I pull up in my car, they won't let me get out my car. I don't know who they belong to, but they are vicious. My neighbor called me on Plum Street One of them was sitting under her carport when she pulled up. He would let her, I don't know what it is, it would let her out of her car. She called the police. I said, only thing I know to do is call the police because it's after hours for the dog catch. And by the time the police got there, she said some woman come through and picked up the dog and took off. She's in the neighborhood and they're growling at everybody. They don't back down. Last Sunday, the police came and they tried to help me. I know they did, because when the police opened his trunk to get the leash to catch him, they smart. They took off and ran. I don't know whose dogs they are, but they are dangerous. They are really dangerous. When I can't walk to the mailbox, I can't do anything. But I'm asking for somebody's help to help me with these dogs.
Is there certain times?
They're there early in the morning sometime. They're come even around lunchtime. And basically at night, I guess they think I'm not gonna do anything between one morning it was between 1 and 4:30. Cause they sit under the carport, just sit there. I woke up the other morning, one laying under the other carport, like he lives there. But all during the night, they're sending the doorbell off. And I can see them on the camera, because when they come across, it says dog in yard. But they are dangerous. I don't know who they belong to. They come from around on Plum Street. Somebody told me they thought maybe it was somebody's dogs that in the trailer park over there. But they come from that way, and then they up and down Plum Street, Lasley, Rose Pearl. They're just everywhere. And I'm scared for the little children that be riding their bikes. Because one little girl run up under my carport. She said she was knocking on my door. The dogs were growling at her. And I hate going to these children.
What color are the dogs?
One is a brown and white one. One is a black and white one. And one is a white one. And they act like they own the neighborhood. They act like they own the neighborhood. So since the dog catcher is not on call on the weekends and after 4 o'clock, the police have to come out and try to catch him. But I had 2 cops to come last Sunday, and they tried all they could. And they smart. They break and run behind running Votech yard through the fence over there to keep them from catching them. But they are vicious. I don't know who they belong to. And I appreciate if we could get a little bit more help in the neighborhood. Like, I even tried to help with a stick. He growled at me on that note, come out, you better back up. That's when he looked at me, come out, you better back up. Even though you got a stick or a hoe or something. He act like I wasn't even out there. But I don't want nobody's baby to get bit.
Thank you, Ms. Lamb. Next, we have Ms. Barbara Harry. Ms. Harry, as you approach the podium, you'll have 2 minutes that after you say your
Barbara
name.
Harris, 1601 Summer Drive, Bogalusa. I just want to take the city and the council back a bit. Back in the 60s, I'm old, I come from the 40s. Covington looked just like Bogalusa look now. With nothing there, with the council, the mayor, and everybody got together, and they say, let's build us a city. And they built the city, and the city's still going north, south, east, and west. And the Bogalusa keep saying what they can't do, what they not able to do. Covington did it, and they were no better than Bogalusa. We didn't even have an outway to go to New Orleans through Covington. We had to go to Slidell. And it was just a little one-horse town. I look at it, it's the biggest city this side of the lake. And why Bogalusa can't get up and do something? I don't know if you know what your duties are, but the city council duties are to represent the community, set city visions, and make decisions that impact the city's residents, businesses, and overall well-being. And going out at night, what you do at night for the neighbors, all of that, that's on your time. That don't count. We got to get out and work and build this city. Right at this table, it can be done. And what comes from this table determines what comes from this podium. So let's work together and build a city. And stop being so selfish and worried about your business not gonna make it. You put businesses in here, all the businesses gonna come together and find the people gonna come in here and shop. I have to go to Covington, even Franklin to buy a pair of shoes. You can't even buy a pair of shoes in Bogalusa. Can't buy a dress. Can't buy nothing here. So let's work together and get these businesses in here and make Bogalusa grow.
Thank you, Ms. Hurd. Next, we have Ms. Yvette Preston. Ms. Preston, as you approach the podium, you have 2 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yvette Preston, 641 St. Augustine Street, Bogalusa. I had several issues. One is that we sat in here 3 hours at that last meeting. We had to wait for enough council members to get here for us to even do business. And even after that, we had to delay after that and wait and ask for an additional 10 minutes. Now, when I said I didn't think that the council needed a raise, it's not that I don't agree that the council needs a raise. But Mark said something that really gave me an idea at the last meeting. And I have concepts of a plan here. And since we don't have the right equipment for the council to do an efficient job or to do their job on a regular basis, why not vote to approve money to put into that? Because just to put in a raise without upgrading your systems is not going to make you more efficient or efficient. So I'm all for putting that money where it can be used more efficiently. And if you guys have better equipment, you're able to do your job better and perform with us as the city. Like I said, I took a lot of what Mark said into consideration after I left. However, after most of the citizens left the meeting, it was then turned around and voted on. Even though we were here ahead of time for the meeting. We're here on time. We don't have access to the agenda until we get here. But the council comes in, sometimes they're not prepared, and they do state, I wasn't prepared to talk to them. So what I'm saying is, I agree that money can be used, but I just disagree in the way it should be. We need to bring our systems up to date so we can do a better job in here. And then clear the 2022 budget, and then let's look at raises and just go from there. And that's my only concern. I do believe in working with the council, but when the council does things that are contrary and we're trying to work with you, it shoots all of us. And like I said, I do think you guys need better equipment to do the job that you're expected to do on a regular basis, and that's look out for the city. So I do recommend that those funds be put into equipment to make it more efficient in doing this job. That's it.
I just have a general comment, and I usually hold the comments. I'm not trying to take away from your minutes, but I met with the mayor. He had a series of hearings, our budget hearings, on last week. These were the mayor's budget hearings. And at that time, for the council piece, I attended all of them. For the council piece, we did put in our budget for this new updated legislative update for equipment. So that's going to be in our next budget.
Because I think that's going to help out a lot as well. Just get your equipment to do the job you need to do here, and that's what we can do as far as the community. That's it.
Thank you. All right. Next, we've got Mr. Joel Miller. Mr. Miller, as you approach the microphone, please state your name and address for the record. You'll have approximately 2 minutes.
Good evening. I got a matter that came up really person in America since they involved the mayor and a couple of the city council and one of the business people in this area. I'm gonna bring it to you. I was visiting at one of our city council members' house one night because one of the family members died. Had stuff out there in the road, and that wasn't my home. I wanted to go see if I could get part of it. So upon my arrival to her house, she was on the phone with this businessman. And this man asked me when I take $1,200 and a patrol car and join along with her and another city council to take $1,200 and let somebody take a picture of me receiving money from him to help put the city back on track and go against the mayor. I told him, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm not the type of person, okay, what do you offer me? But I did put it back to him, say, you give me back $2,000 for what you owe me towards what's been on me for years. I'll take that and shake hands with you and let me put on Facebook that you and I made amends. So when I went against that, next thing I know, he sends a couple councilmen to my house taking pictures. Say, he's going to put a roof on my house and cut trees, okay? So one member got out, I was taking pictures, others did not get out, but she did get out. Next thing I know, since I refused him again, he called me personally, asked me to go against the mayor with him, along with 4 of his city council members, like he said, they are his posses. And I believe it. Because of what happened to me, and I get up online on national TV or whatever, telling the truth. And next thing I know, rather than putting the roof on my house and cutting the tree, I thank God I had a lease on that place, 5-year lease. He went and called Baton Rouge, and the city council called him not Baton Rouge, but Texas, and they called the names, but you won't allow me to call the names. But they called the names, said, called over, said, I'm having drug activities and drug parties at my house on Austin Street. That was a lie, if anything else been told. True enough, they had a lot of drug activities at that motel and that Martha's Flower Shop. Because 2 city council members come to my house one day, we got to talking, and we saw some activities going on, and y'all witnessed it, but it was not in my house. But anyhow, next thing I know, the man bought the house from me along with the lease. And the Jinkos, Miss Cates, and Miss Camiras, all in this together. And I'm sorry.
It says no name calling, please.
Okay, well, I'm
Call
sorry.
the name.
But the Jinkos, I'm just saying the truth. I swear to the enemy code. But I don't know man or woman, tell me that you're not doing anything against this man, or nobody up here. So it was sad that y'all did what you did to me by the help of the Jinkos. But I thank God I got to leave. So
Thank you, your 2 minutes is on.
okay, I'll try to finish, I can come back. Thank you.
No, you're finished. Thank you.
Well, I think you should let him talk and he should call the names, because first of all, you stated Councilwoman Tamira, and I know it's not time for me to talk, but I'm gonna address it where it needs to be addressed, like a child. You have to train a child up where they act at.
No.
However, Tamira did not call to Texas. Mr. Jinko, Mr. Brian Jinko didn't tell you anything about being against town. That's a flat lie.
I said the second call, he the first time, he tell him, but he didn't say at the time that you and I were gonna call me like that.
Okay.
You all paid because I
I told y'all to be.
She wanted to hear
No name calling.
Excuse me, thank you for the record, Mr. Joel Miller, that you clarified that, because he did not say anything while we were on the phone against being against the mayor.
Tamara.
That's
Miller. Tamara.
No, because nobody's gonna stand up here and
If you
allow
don't
me.
push, you can leave too.
I can go, because nobody's gonna allow me. Nobody's gonna allow me.
Let's go.
I reserve my comments until
Read this to make sure that, Ms. Howard.
Now,
But she is mayor.
hey, this is after the business meeting. This is
No,
not
yeah,
required by the state. I can shut down this meeting right now. Okay, I can shut it down. Y'all can call all you want to the state of Louisiana. We're tired of having name calling. No name calling. Period. It's rules of decorum. This don't go on in any other city. You may ask why we don't have businesses, they look at these videos. Next name is Miss Ellen Carter. You got 3 minutes, Ms. Carter. Good afternoon.
Ellen Carter, 1406 Secret Avenue.
2 minutes.
1406 what avenue?
Hickory Avenue. What about these cars that are flagged down the street? I can't even sit on my porch because my house is close to the road and the car came the other night, almost lost control. I've been calling, I know the police department, it's time to be calling because I get my name and address. We used to have a sign that says slow children at play. They done took all them signs off the curbs. They're not even recognizing the stop signs, so I know they ain't gonna recognize that sign either. But at least it will help if it was one up there. Y'all don't wanna put the speed hump, but something will have to be done. Cause I know the police department gonna get tired of me calling. And I'm gonna have to put it on record that I'm asking for help and I'm not getting it.
At the 1400 block of Hickory.
And in South Dolphin,
There's a sign of the sign request. The sign request.
and I asked if they could patrol a little bit, but I don't see them coming through there.
That's at North Dolphin.
South.
South Dolphin. 1400 block, is that correct?
Of Hickory.
Okay. Okay, 1400 block of Hickory is where you need to sign out.
Yes, it was on the corner of 1400, a block of Hickory and South Dolphin on that corner.
Okay.
It used to be there years ago, but they're gone now.
All right. Okay.
So if you can maybe do something with that, I don't know what else I can do, or who else I'd like to talk to besides you all.
You can put a sign request in, and I believe the chief of police is here, and you can also discuss it with him. He's over public safety.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Next, we have Ms. Debbie McLeod. Ms. McLeod, please state your name and address for the record. You have 2 minutes after you state your name and address. Good afternoon.
Kevin McDonald, 414 Mississippi Avenue, Bogalusa. First of all, today is voter registration day. That's why I was late. I want to encourage everybody to register to vote, check the voter registration. We have over 2,000 people who are inactive on our rolls. Everybody needs to pay attention and check the voter registration. Hopefully you won't count that under 2 minutes, but we're going to go on to being prepared for city council meetings. I find it unacceptable that you can vote on an ordinance without having had time to review it thoroughly. So I would question your dedication to the job and responsiveness if you do not have the time to look through the information before you get here. And I don't want to have a discussion about it. I just think that that's a reasonable expectation. The second thing is that the president should control their council people. And that you getting mad at citizens and allowing your council to be rude and unprofessional is unacceptable too. And I expect the same sense of decorum in the council that we do from the residents. And if you're going to require from them, from us, we should require from them. You're derelict in your duty. Last thing is, why are we 4 months out with not having a replacement for Mr. Chillis? I understand he's sick. I feel badly for him, but that causes problems with quorum. And I want to know what the resolution is going to be. Surely we can't go 15 months without him showing up or voting. And I would like to hear how you're going to address that and the entire problem with tardiness and lack of people showing up. And I would really like to hear how you, as a council, and particularly you as a president, would like to address that issue. Thank you very much.
We will have to talk to our legal advisors about the Councilman Gillis situation. I will not discuss anything further because I can't discuss any information about that situation. But we will get with our legal advisors and take under what you consider under advisement. And also, you are correct that when someone lashes out, actually both parties need to leave. I agree with that. I do agree with that, Mr. McLeod. All right, now moving along, Mr. Marvin Alston. Mr. Alston, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record, sir.
Marvin Austin, 736 Lawrence Avenue, Bogalusa. I'm reminded by the late George Washington George Wallace, when he stood in the door of Alabama, and the reporter asked him, he had pledged that he stood for the state of Alabama. And they asked him, why did he move out of the way? He said, I took an oath to the state of Alabama. He said, the United States of America is much bigger than Alabama, and that's why I moved out of the way. And I just want to tell the president that the United States Constitution is much bigger than the state of Louisiana. And I come in tonight to tell you that I left early to help my wife with my grandkids at the last meeting. And I thought things were going smooth. And I'm very disappointed. And I was in the finance meeting when the gentleman from St. Cameron, they came down there and did their presentation. And I thought things were going to be resolved. At the last meeting, I understand that it was voted down for the consultants to come in because one of the councilmen said he hadn't really got the full information. Well, why vote against it when you could just table it and then review it and come back later and vote on it? We don't need to lose any particular businesses coming to the city of Bogalusa. And this past week, I heard from 4 corners of America, from Bogalusa, and some of them coming back. One of them has an $800,000 home in Maryland. He's getting ready to come back in and build a one. And keep the one in Maryland also. And they're saying the same thing. Why is the city council of Bogalusa obstructing whatever the administration is trying to do? Ms. Harris, she told you about she was born in the 40s. So was I. I lived at 1106 South Dawson Street. My mother saw me when I was my eyes coming to the world. They lived at 1107 directly in front of us. And we seen the progress that the other places have made in Bogalusa in decline. But I got news for you. I got a call from one of my classmates in Nashville. She has a neighbor. They just built a brand new house 6 months ago. For sale signs are in the front already. Because the tax assessor sent letters out in St. Cameron. Mr. Bailey might be aware of it, that he don't need their approval by a tax vote. He can reassess their property. And these people are putting for sale signs up in front of their house. He gets released sometimes. Guess where they come? The highway coming through, and they coming this way. And some of these local places we see it now, we'll see no longer because they're going to take over government. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Next, we have Reverend Keith Merrill. Reverend Merrill, you have 2 minutes after you state your name and address, sir.
My name is Keith Merrill. My address is 925 East 4th Street, apartment 70. People, and I'm preaching to myself, for more. Reverend O'Reilly will tell you that when we stand up to preach, we preaching to us before we preach to the congregation. But anyway, we have got to do better. And I'm starting with me. Because last meeting I didn't act the way I should have. We cannot have all these outbursts and community leaders and council people getting into it and stuff, because people are watching all over the world. I get called all the time to text and say, man, y'all be acting a fool. Mary, you just showed your tail. You just showed out. We gotta learn how to come together. We can come together and we can reason, or we gonna all perish as fools. We gotta do better than what we doing. We gotta learn how to resolve our differences. Now I know sometimes it seems like what you're saying falling on deaf ears. We might have people up there that's playing these deceitful, devilish games that sit on the council. But we gotta learn how to control ourselves to where we will have the upper hand, and then if we control ourselves as Christians, we let God take care of them. And He can handle them better than anybody else can. But do our part and do it in the right way. And I'm asking this council, please do the right thing. If you sitting up on this council and you going out your way to try to hurt people because you don't like what they say, then you need to get off the council, you never should have ran, because you're not God. You do know you're not God. Even though you sit high, you're not God. You can be brought down. So we're not going to have people manipulating and trying to intimidate the public. And working with these good old boys trying to suppress people and oppress people, trying to take things from people's livelihood and where they live and stuff. So we're not going to have that. And we need us, the council, to come together with the citizens and let's work to move Bogalusa forward. And if you can't do that, then you need to get off the council today. Don't wait till the election before we vote. Y'all get off of it today. Because your judgment day will come, and that goes for everybody. If the shoe fit, wear it.
Thank you, Mr. Merrill. Next, we have Mr. Tobias Roberts. Mr. Roberts, as you approach the microphone, you'll have 2 minutes. Start after you state your name and address for the record.
Tobias Roberts, 1127 Avenue, Virginia. Man. Make it make sense. Bogalusa, we in trouble. People come to hear the same thing, say the same stuff every week. Make it make sense. What you come here for? Come here being productive. The council doing their job. Y'all not listening to what's going on? Y'all see things one way. Bogalusa can't grow with people who see things one way. We need leadership in Bogalusa. All these old leaders, y'all need to stay home. For real. Or just come and be in attendance or something. Because I'm sick of hearing y'all. And some of y'all need to be a part of something and stand for something. If you come here and holler about the good old boys every week, what focus do you have? You not focused on Bogalusa? You ain't talking about principles. You ain't talking about bringing this, doing this, helping nobody. What are you doing? Quit looking at stuff one way. You ain't helping the city by looking at stuff one way, whoever you may be. Everything they do is wrong. Everything they do is right. How they go? Council, y'all there for a reason. People voted y'all in to be checks and balances on everything that goes on in Bogalusa. That's what you're supposed to do. If you feel something ain't right, then don't vote for it. If you feel like it's gonna help Bogalusa and you know it's gonna help Bogalusa, then I encourage everybody to vote for it. It don't go one way, it's about the citizens at the end of the day. It's not about the council or the mayor. Because the mayor gonna move along, and one day the council gonna move along too. And we citizens of Bogalusa still gonna be here.
All right, thank you, Mr. Roberts.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Mr. Faith Thurl. Good afternoon, Mr. Thurl. After you state your name and address for the record, you'll have 2 minutes.
Thanks for 1931 Geewick. I hate to come here saying this, but it seems like we got more people than sold out to the good old boys. And I'm for real. I am sick of this here. For people to come up here talking about the citizens and not trying to make the council do right. It don't make no sense. And number one, he said the old people need to stay home. Seems like we the young folks need to go home. And another thing, I think it's sad. Bogalusa is really sad to have this mayor to bring a movie studio here and cut a movie and it never go in the newspaper. That's ridiculous. I can't understand why you all as council didn't make sure that that got hit the paper. It wasn't the mayor's job to do that. You all should have did it in respect that this man had enough courage to get up and get a movie theater to come here and cut movies. Everybody quiet right now. That's the problem with you all. Y'all quiet on good stuff, but you're loud on bad stuff. So it's time for y'all to get y'all act together and let's move the city forward. And like the lady said, comfort wasn't anything years ago. When I came here, comfort wasn't anything. But look at it now. Bogalusa could do the same thing, could look the same way. If y'all get y'all head out of the gun and work with the mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's up there, we put in there, so. All right. Next, we got, Mr. Chester Avery. Okay. All right, that concludes our, public participation. I also want to point out one other thing. If you feel that you need to submit a letter to the council, you can put your name and address on that, along with your phone number. Come to the microphone in an open council meeting, put it on our table, and we'll make it part of public record. I know some people told me that they feel intimidated by coming to the council meetings after they watch our videos. So I want to open that up. You can come sit on the back row, come to the microphone, state your name and address of record, so we can submit a letter to the council, and we'll submit it and we'll read it on our own. Okay? All right, thank you very much. Yeah. Yes.
I wanted to see if I could speak.
No? Okay, you went here all the time. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Please state your name and address for the record. So you'll know, you have to come to 5:30 to sign up, you know. Come on, come to the microphone, please. But by submitting a letter, it actually speeds the meetings up and also gets your voice heard. So, in that letter, just write a one-page letter and state your name and address for the record and all that stuff. All right, next.
Is that part of the public records anyhow?
That will be part of public records in the minutes, or, yes.
Yes, my name is Ilana Schamberger, and my address is 63645 Fostertown Road.
63 what?
63645.
Fostertown Road. And that's the Bogalusa address, correct, still.
And I am the mother.
Mother.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, I am the mother of the victim of police brutality, and I just want to ask a few questions. Where is truth and righteousness, judgment and justice in a justice system? And when are you?
Ma'am, can you move the mic down? I can't hear you.
And when are you going to come together for a common cause against evil? How long are you going to stay simple, waddling in ignorance, groping blindly against the wall? How does the sick heal? The Lord is not pleased. I'm standing in your gates. And that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you. All right, that closes public participation. At this time, we're going to move along to administrative remarks. Anyone from administration wishes to speak at this time? Mayor?
Ms. Schindler, I don't want you to think that your response at the podium fell on deaf ears. We have been made aware of, the administration has been made aware. We plan to meet with Chief Smith tomorrow regarding updates. Yes, ma'am. I just want to say that I'm not really privy as to like the entire situation, but we'll look into it. I'd like to start tonight asking for council approval for 6 members of the Christmas in the Park Commission. I believe that Ms. Stevenson, she came to a prior meeting, but we didn't end up finishing the agenda that night, so we never approved those commission members. But they have to get to work soon because Christmas in the Park preparation begins in a couple weeks. The first is Ms. Margaret Johnson, her address, and I have verified all of these addresses. Her address is 1435 Odyssey Lane, apartment 2. I don't know if y'all want to do it one by one or if you want the entire 6.
Yeah, let's do one by one.
Okay, that's the first
All right,
person.
you said her name is?
Miss Marjorie Johnson.
Miss Margaret Johnson. That's who we're voting on. Miss Margaret Johnson. Do I have this is a confirmation, this is the confirmation. Huh? Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got five council members. All right, we're just voting to confirm these people. So first off, the first name I got, Miss Marjorie Johnson for the Christmas in the Park Commission. Do I have a motion on that? I'm gonna make a motion. Okay, I got a motion and a second. Okay, roll call on the commission.
Councilwoman Cates,
Is Ms. Johnson here tonight? No. Ms. Johnson, Marjorie Johnson.
Is Miss Marjorie Johnson here, present? Okay.
okay, Councilman
I couldn't hear
O'Reilly.
you. What did you say, your cat?
She said aye.
I said aye, Ms. Jerry Cloud.
I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Councilman O'Reilly.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Aye.
And President Irwin.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, next one,
The second person is Ms. Tasha Morris Henry, 624 Lucerne Avenue.
Tasha Morris Henry. She lives at what address?
624 Lucerne.
624 Lucerne Avenue.
Make a motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Councilwoman Cates.
Aye.
Councilman O'Reilly.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
President Irwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Aye.
All right, Ms. Madeline Hatcher, 1710 Avenue F.
All right, Miss Madeline, who?
Madeline Hatcher, 1710 Avenue F.
All right, Miss Madeline Hatcher.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cates.
Aye.
Councilman O'Reilly.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
President Irwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Aye.
Ms. Kyannis Pittman, 508 North Border Drive.
So,
Second.
What was the first name?
Kyannis, Kiandis.
Both sides. Yes.
I'm sorry, Ms. Kiandis.
What's the address, please?
508 North Border Drive.
okay, do I have a motion on Ms. Pittman?
So moved. So Kate first. Then I went back and asked the name.
All right, now, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Kate.
Aye.
Councilman O'Reilly.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
President Irwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Aye.
Next one.
Ms. Cynthia Bolton, 926 Avenue K.
Motion.
Ms. Cynthia Bolton.
Second.
I have a motion and a second already.
Who was first?
But that was, and then Kate's. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Kate.
Aye.
Councilman O'Reilly.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
President Irwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
And lastly, Mr. Darius Moses, 1601 Woodbine Street.
Motion.
1608 Woodbine. I have a motion. And that will give you a quorum, right, Mayor?
Correct.
Okay, Councilwoman Kate.
Aye.
Councilman O'Reilly.
Aye.
Councilwoman Temples.
Aye.
President Irwin.
Aye.
Councilwoman Douglas.
Aye.
Thank y'all. Moving on to Hurricane Francine. I'd like to thank the city workforce. They really did a great job. Everybody stayed overnight. They got out of here before the sun was up and made sure that the roads were safe. I'd also like to just point out, we did a lot better with flooding this time around. And it's because Public Works has been doing a lot of preventative maintenance. They've been cleaning out the culverts. We cleaned up Sullivan Drive, and we plan to come to the neighborhoods next. But we're finally seeing our staffing levels increase based on the budget that was passed. So thanks to the city council for that. Teen Lounge is now open weekdays from 3:30 to 7 p.m., Fridays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., meaning that the schools are out. I'll have to check on the schedule for Saturday because I don't have it in front of me. But Sunday, the lounge will be closed. We are in coordination with the school system to figure out if it's possible for transportation, so the kids could come to the lounge versus going home and then trying to find a way back. But I'll keep you all updated. Last but not least, we have a college tour Saturday, September 28th, and we still have spots open. So if you know any high school students in the city of Bogalusa that reside, they can go to other schools as long as they reside in the city limits. So help us spread the word. It's a great opportunity, free of charge. Any other? That'll be all from the administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, administration, and once again, thank you to Public Works, and the police department and fire department there in Hurricane Francine. Moving along to this time, council comments. At this council remarks, we're going to start with Councilwoman Cates. Go ahead, Councilwoman Cates.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you for your undivided attention on tonight. And I want to give the councilmates tonight the goals that we made during our business segment. I would like to say, Ms. Glass, I'm pretty sure someone's taking note to you with the dogs running in your area, the work order put in for that to make sure that's taken care of, because dogs can be vicious and very, very dangerous. And Ms. Harry, you're absolutely correct. We have to continue to grow within the city of Bogalusa. And we do have to continue to work together here in the city of Bogalusa for growth. I think that we are edging on as far as cohesiveness within the city, and I'm thankful for that, being the senior members of the city council. Mr. President, I did address you with our budget that we had with the mayor on last week, and attempt to get more within our 2024 budget, 2025 budget for the materials as well as for our equipment. And I mentioned about the August 1st legislative decision, whereas we have to have all of our meetings live streamed based on that, and it's pretty hard. In fact, I've asked our other folks, the legislation, if there's something on their level that would help us out in the budget to prepare for that as well. Yes, ma'am. Although he's left, Mr. Miller, I'm not certain what he's speaking on, but I am somewhat resentful for it. He did call me, asked me to come and check on the tree, which is the same tree on Austin Street that are entwined. I did go out and take pictures. Ms. Moss, Ms. Smith, Councilwoman Smith did take me over there to go and take pictures of the tree. Those pictures were sent in to Entity because they're entwined within the wires of the tree. As I said, I'm not sure what he's talking about as far as his house, selling his house, buying his house. I'm not certain, and I'm very, very surprised and accosted by him because I've done nothing but help him down through the years. But it's gonna be, it's gonna be okay. Those who want to listen to him, you have a right to listen to him, but, all I've tried to do is help the man. No, I'm not part of the good old boy system, for all, everybody keeps saying it, no. I've been very, very, individualized, council person since I've been on, and I'm very prayerful about it as well. Ms. Carter, I did speak with Chief, Assistant Chief Knight before he left on the speed bumps, and I will be speaking with Chief Smith about it too, for those particular those speed bumps on the street. I understand you had a grandchild that child was actually received injuries on the street, from what I understand, so I will follow on that as well. Yes, Ms. McLeod, thanks for your participation in the voter registration, in which we do have another voter registration for in Papa's quarters, and I'm gonna get with a couple of you that want to participate in it. Ms. Maya Harris is conducting that, and it will be at the Papa's Quarter Recreational Center. They're doing a street voter registration. And finally, Mr. Austin, you mentioned something about the retail strategy. Yes, it was voted down, we left already, but it's being revisited. I did state, if you watch the entire video of the council meeting, I did state with our city attorney how we could bring that back once the audit report was reviewed, and we did receive a copy of the audit. The mayor handed the audit report in my hands today, so we're going to verify that money is there. It's a matter, as you know, as a former council person, it's a matter of revising that particular ordinance to bring it back. So we are still looking at that retail strategy. I'm not certain how the vote is going to go, but we are still looking at retail strategies. Thank you, Mr. Roberts, Vice, for your very encouraging words with us, and we are trying to do our job as best as we can here within the city of Bogalusa. Once again, Mr. Bay and Ms. Kelly, we are trying to attempt every attempt with what we have in order to move forward for the best of our city. There's no working against anyone. I think that with the meetings that we've had with the mayor in the last couple of days, which today we met with him, I just want to thank you guys for getting us those financials as best as we can get them and work through them. And for what I understand, there until the 2022 audit is done, and we can get some other finances, and along with the lady that's coming in will help us to get our finances together, to get our full reports in, where there's a mixture of the revenue as well as the expenditure reports. Right now they're separated. We have to go through, and we'll probably have a finance meeting maybe next week at some time to try to go through the two reports that was given to us. And I think that's all I have. But now, thank you once again, everyone. Let's keep our bereaved in our prayers. Let's send prayers out once again to the Hicks family. Our prayers once again out to the Burris family, Roy Burris' family, and God bless everyone here. Thank you. And thank you, Public Works and Fire Department and Police Department for this Francine ordeal. Thank you, everyone.
Councilwoman Temples.
Okay, before I get started, Mayor, I have a quick question about the teen lounge. What are the ages again on it?
13 through 18, but if you're 18, you have to still be in high school.
Okay, good to know. Okay. Real quick, I would just like to say, great job and a big thank you to the administration and the city workers and the police and fire department for handling the situation with Hurricane Francine. It seems like, considering things kind of ran really smoothly, so that's good. Continue to pray for the citizens of Bogalusa. We never know what people are facing and going through. There's a lot of people that are sick, a lot of people that have lost loved ones, and it's not hard to be kind. Thank you. Have a good night.
Councilman O'Reilly.
First of all, I do want to compliment the administration, Public Works Department. City looking great all around town. They're working hard, so definitely want to compliment them on that. Want to clear up two things real quickly regarding the vote on last week. I never stated I was against anything to move votes forward. I'm Bogalusa, and I love the city, so I'm gonna be here. I don't have no plans on doing nothing else. All I said was we don't have no financial statements. And last meeting, I didn't have no financial statements. Ms. K-Star, she emailed me the information, but I didn't have it, and I have it now. So they slid some financial statements to us tonight again. So as far as prepared, we don't have information, and they gave it to us the last minute. So I'm definitely open to whatever we can do to move the city forward. Other thing is, as far as the meetings being late that week, I wish I would kill that. To me, that's so insensitive to say about me being late. My daughter went to the military. I should have stayed in New Orleans with them, but trying to get here knowing that Ken was going to be out, Miss Temple was going to be out, I rushed here to make it to the meeting. So like, please just drop that. It's so childish to be bringing up something of that nature. My daughter went to the military. I mean, if that was your kid, you wouldn't have came as well. So last thing I want to encourage all of us is to really think about why we come here. I never came to council meetings when I wasn't, and I'm not going to come to no meetings. So when I leave, I'm not coming to no meetings. If I need to talk with the administration, I'm going to go over to their offices. They all have offices, nice offices, air conditioning, chairs in there, and you can get a lot done by going to talk to some of these people rather than want somebody to hear you every week. And that really just bothers me that behind the scenes we don't say nothing. Then we want to come here and act like Michael B. Jordan, Martin Luther King, and all these other people that just disturb to me. And lastly, this was, I don't know who over this Bogalusa Tribune paper stuff. Please spell over your name right. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm not big and gone. People can ride there, already gonna see my name. So at least spell my name right. And try to not to lie. Try to be honest if you're gonna call yourself a paper and be real with who you are. I mean, so that really hurt me that my name is misspelled there. They only pick the negative things that they bring in with without talking about the whole truth. So whoever behind the paper, be transparent. Hey, if it's OE behind the paper, I say I ain't writing one now. I don't know, but whoever it is, be real with yourself. That's all I gotta say.
So if I say, first of all, I want to thank the administrative staff, doing Hurricane Francine. They were there. I was faced with a sewer problem before. I was also faced with the same problem after, and they were there. The police department, they did theirs. Fire for, being here, for, doing Francis. I think that's it. It's over.
In closing, I would like to thank the administration. I could tell they had a plan of action, and that really goes well in my book, an emergency plan. And I would like to give kudos to the whole administration about that. We even had a walkie-talkie system in the event that we did have an emergency that we could relay back to City Hall in case the cell phone system goes down. Also, I want to thank Public Works, Administration, Fire Department, Police Department, and all those departments that are working together in administration during Hurricane Francine. They've done a good job. I think this was kind of a, it was a practice run, and I hope that this is the last one we have to deal with for this season. But also, I want to keep in mind that we are still in hurricane season. Please don't put anything in the ditches. Don't burn anything in the ditches. These guys are working hard to get them cleaned out. And the culverts need to stay clean. I mean, they are working to do it, picking up min piles. We're following work orders, the council is, and they are working through those work orders, so just be patient. And as far as the energy is concerned, yes, they were on top of it. It just took them a little while. They had some broke light poles and got us back up in business and got all that cleaned up. So energy, now we can, if you're hearing this, you can get to work on fixing the street lights again. We do have a number of street light requests to be in there. And you can call 1-800-9-OUTAGE. 1-800-9 outage if one is out in front of your house. But in closing, I want to address the last meeting we had. It was lengthy. Business had to be conducted. I could have called a quorum. That does not help the city at all. But I stuck through it. As you already know, I take care of my disabled mother, and I had some issues. I stayed up at 1 o'clock in the morning when I got home. So, however, business of the city had to be conducted and done, and these things had to be so we can keep the finances and the financial systems going of the city. We can't just let this stuff pile up. So that's why we flipped the meeting, had the public participation first, all the other remarks first, and then we had I got at least 5 in the quorum. The state called me about it. Nothing was done wrong. So in that area. So the thing is, as long as anytime there is a quorum and there's votes being taken, a quorum has to be met. So anyway, proceeding, it got done, guys. So we don't want to have another 5-hour meeting. We're already an hour and a half into it. At this time, I'm going to tell you the next meeting, we're going to have meetings in October. Tuesday, October 1st, go ahead and put it in your cell phone at 5:30 p.m. right here. And on Tuesday, October 15th, if the meeting is canceled, it will be announced on Facebook. Otherwise, we will be having a meeting, and there will be an agenda posted fairly shortly in the daily news. So thank you very much, and continue your prayers for the city. Thank y'all. Have a great night, and thank you.